Welcome to Power Tracks on ESPN. I'm Butch Krieger along with Army Armstrong, and we're coming to you this weekend from the Davis County Fairgrounds in Owensboro, Kentucky. And we're going to be bringing you the 7,200-pound modified tractor class, part of the Redman TNT All-American Pulling Series. And Army, we sure have some fine tractors here with us this weekend.
Well, all the big boys that are chasing the Redman National Championship points, they've landed right here in the middle of the Davis County Fairgrounds. These Lions Club members have built a premier facility here for this type of an event. And listen to some of the names that are going to be here. Tim Engler is going to be here with his multi-engine tractor, goes by the name of Mission Impossible. The Piper boys roll into town out of Illinois. He's already taken one win. Keep an eye on Mike Piper, Just Add Dirt. And the Irish Challenger all the way down from Wisconsin.
When we return, professional truck and tractor pulling, the best in the country, right here on Power Tracks. We'll be right back.
Power Tracks and the Redman TNT All-American Pulling Series is brought to you by the heartbeat of America, today's Chevy trucks.
Here on ESPN, we're at the Davis County Fairgrounds for the Redman TNT All-American Pulling Series. Our first tractor coming up tonight will be Dave Walsh in the Irish Challenger out of Mulston, Wisconsin, as he gets ready to bring that big 4-engine machine to the starting line here tonight.
But you talk about 4 engines. Look at the type of engine he runs. As the track crew finish their final preparation, this first tractor is going to come out with 4 Arias racing engines. Base price, $30,000 a pop on each engine. He's way up in the national point chase. He and his brother have both been chasing these national points. There's an opportunity for this family, maybe Butch, to win 2 national championships in 1989.
It would be great for both national championships to go back to Wisconsin. Well, Dave takes the machine back to the starting line, and listen to those Arias engines all in time. The tremendous, count them, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1,500 horsepower, 6,000 ready to go.
But you notice he raised his hand on the starting line. That's an indication he is set, ready to go. Now the flagman acknowledges back to him. Left hand knocks the visor down, right hand on the throttle. That's what the sport is pulling is all about.
Out of the gate he goes, he's on his way. Looks like a good pull, Army Armstrong.
A beautiful run. Look at this. Butch, he's banging it out the back door in Davis County, Kentucky. First run, and he's out of here.
A full pull for Dave Walsh in the Irish Challenger, and he had no trouble taking it out of here at all. Let's go down to Army Armstrong for the interview.
Well, Dave Walsh, Owensboro, Kentucky, the Davis County Fairgrounds has always had a history for a biting track, and with the run you just made, the weight of the sled, that was almost perfect.
Yeah, well, I had quite a few weight up front. It was a good track that hooked right in, and I think I made a good run there.
Can anybody else get it out?
There might be 1 or 2, but it has to be a good run to do it.
And there's another replay of that beautiful run of Dave Walsh in the Irish Challenger as we get ready to go with our next tractor coming to the starting line, and it'll be Mr. Fred Freeman, Fast Freddy Freeman, and the Mean Mistreater out of Wadesville, Indiana.
But we tell people to keep an eye on Freddie. Ready Freddie with his right hand. It reminds you of a street fighter. I'm going to tell you why. Watch the right hand. He'll roll about 2 or 3 feet on you. Bam, he'll sucker punch you with all that Chevrolet horsepower. Walsh has shown it can happen. Freeman's going after him.
Look at Freeman go down the track. It looks like a good pull, Army, as he rolls towards the top end.
Wade comes up on the way back. Full pulls what he had to do. I don't believe he's going to be there. No, shy at a 270, Butch.
270.34 for Fred Freeman. Okay, here's our next tractor coming in, and it'll be Wayne Keith and the Sudden Thunder out of Hebron, Connecticut. This is a farmer, Banner Brothers tractor. These guys purchased this tractor a couple of years ago and really have got interested in the sport.
This is the first year that Wayne has actually gone on tour with the tractor chasing the points, and he is definitely a player for the national championship. He also relies on the awesome supercharged Chevrolet engine for horsepower. This kid can really play hardball with the best of them. He's a long way from home, a little bit light on the nose. The ground speed looks to be there in Davis County, Kentucky. Touches 1, powers back up. Is he going to be there, Butch?
He is so close to getting it out of here. He comes up just a little short at 295.48 for Wayne Keith and Sudden Thunder out of Hebron, Connecticut. All right, up next now, John Powell and the Cracklin' Rose out of Apex, North Carolina.
Butch, we had an opportunity to watch the high-dollar Arias engine run, that being the green vehicle, set currently full pull. Then the Chevrolets went out. They fell shy of, and now we bring out the awesome Hemi, the Mopar, the Chrysler horsepower out of the Tar Heel state of North Carolina. Is going after the awesome horsepower of the Aries engine. It's Wisconsin on top. North Carolina going after him. Powell knows what it's going to take to win. Does he have the weight right? We're going to find out right now.
Sitting high atop that tractor, he gets ready to go. The RPM come up, and Powell nails it, and he's on his way.
160 mile an hour gear in the rear end bush. Look at this.
Powell pushing it. He's trying. He's there, Army.
Wow, it's going to take tire speed to win the thing in Davis County tonight. That was just proven by Powell.
And full pull for the Crackling Rose and John Powell, and now he joins Dave Walsh in the Irish Challenger, and we go down to Army Armstrong.
John Powell looks like it's just taking a whole lot of horsepower, and you got to muscle him out the other end tonight.
Yeah, it's a really good track there tonight, Army.
You going to do anything different to pull off? Walsh is looking good. He said he's not going to make any changes. Will you make any?
I think we'll run again just like we did. We were real satisfied with that run.
Everything felt good? Didn't hurt any engines or anything?
Everything running good.
Good luck to you.
Thank you.
So we have 2 tractors out the door right now here in Owensboro, Kentucky. And when we return, big names like Tim Engler, Mike Piper, and the defending national champion, Pat Friels, try to join Dave Walsh in the pull-off. We'll be right back for the Red Man TNT All-American Pulling Series in Owensboro, Kentucky. Don't go away. Welcome back to Owensboro, Kentucky, here on ESPN, the Power Track Series. I'm Butch Krieger along with Army Armstrong. Our next tractor up here tonight in the 7,200-pound modified class will be Tim Engler and the Mission Impossible machine out of Princeton, Indiana. The first tractor ever built running 7 engines, but tonight he's only running 5.
Well, the reason he only runs 5 tonight, Butch, is the 7,200-pound weight. That's all he can put on that vehicle. A lot of people look at this sport, they talk about the people in it. I'm going to give you a parallel. Tim Engler is to this sport what Big Daddy Don Garlis is to drag racing. He's the innovator of the sport. He's the guy that is always thinking, always on the cutting edge of the sport. And believe me, he's been watching the rest of these pullers in front of him. If anybody can bang it out of here, I'm going to say Engler will do it. And that's something you're not supposed to do, but there's a feeling about him, there's a confidence about this Princeton, Indiana native. When he goes to that sled, he almost wants to grab the sled and yank it out the other end. Pure horsepower.
And that's the way it is always with Tim Engler. Total horsepower. As you watch this tractor leave the line, let's let these Chevy motors go to work. Look at him, Army Armstrong.
Butch Krieger, how sweet it is. He's out of here. 300 feet, no problem for Engler tonight in Davis County, Kentucky.
The Chevys respond. He takes it out of here without any problem whatsoever. Now let's go down to Army Armstrong with Tim Engler.
Tim Engler out of Princeton, Indiana. We got you, we got Walsh, and we got Powell out of here. It tells me one thing, it's taking a whole lot of horsepower.
It really is. That's probably one of the best tracks we've been on for quite a while. It's the first time I've really heard my motors pulled in, I think, all year.
And our next tractor coming up. Here we go with Mr. Mike Piper and Just Add Dirt out of Mount Vernon, Illinois, the Arias-powered machine.
You know, Mike is the second-generation puller. You've been involved with his father in the same sport, just at a different level, haven't you?
That's correct. His dad, Henry Piper's been pulling 5,500-pound super stock international tractors for many, many years, and a former national champion himself.
Well, now it's time for the son to go to the sled. And what does he rely on for horsepower? Back to the awesome horsepower of the Arias racing engine. Now, but we keep talking about all these hybrid engines, and that's what it takes, the high-dollar engine to make the horsepower if you're going to go into the winner's circle in this sport. Piper, the scenario is this. He must make a full pull. 3 tractors in front of him are out. The pressure is all on his shoulders right now.
And he's on his way. And look at top end of the track. He's almost there. He's trying. He's trying. Yes, sirree. Another full pull now. 4 tractors out of here. And now we go down to Army Armstrong with an observation about the sled.
Well, one of the things we're noticing in Kentucky tonight is the weight box. The modified tractors are topping a weight box out at about the 225-foot mark. All the weight is already there. The drivers are literally muscling that sled for the last 75 feet. Pure horsepower, what it's going to take to win tonight in Davis County, Kentucky.
There's crew chief Barb Piper getting ready to help her husband Mike get ready for the pull-off. You know, like other forms of real sports, truck and tractor pulling is very much a family affair. Early today, Army Armstrong asked her what it was like being her husband's crew chief.
it's a lot of enjoyment. I mean, we do it because we love it, but it's a lot of hard work, too. I mean, you know, you don't just load up and take a few passes, go home, and wait till the next time and go out. You work on it when you go home, you work on it, and a lot of times through the weekend you got to work on it. You got to at least do the casual maintenance of it and go over the little things every day.
It's a successful team. Does that help make a successful marriage also?
Sometimes. Sometimes it's, yeah, I think it does. Everybody has time together, whether it's going fishing or boating or motorcycle ride, whatever, you know, everybody kind of has a thing that they do together. So this is really, I guess, our time together. But sometimes it makes short-tempered that are hard to leave here. You know, you don't carry them back into the house with you or something like that. But I think it works well together. It gives us something that we can do together, that he wants me to go with him and be a part of it. And I like that. You know, there's things that he could do that I couldn't do with him. And so I think it's good that it's something that we can share as a family.
She is quite a lady. Well, here we go, ladies and gentlemen, on the line now with Pat Friels, former national champion out of Island, Kentucky, driving his tractor known as the Dollar Devil.
Well, Pat only lives about 30 miles from here, Butch. He relies on the Engler chassis, the frame. He relies on Chevrolet for the horsepower to win the national championship. He's trying to defend the national championship, and it's been a tough year. I want you to listen to the engines that seem to be hitting out of sync on this tractor. It's the only tractor that makes this sound. Again, right hand on the throttle, left hand on the steering wheel. Friels is trying to defend the national championship. Can he do it?
Out of the gate he goes. He's on his way. The tractor responds. Front engine sounded a little rough, Army.
Yeah, front engine was going away on him and still is. We're calling it right now, knowing he's not going to go out. He had to tag the brake. It robbed him of horsepower. A tough brake from Friels. Only 255 and change.
When we return, Big John Carlton and John Heilman are the last two pullers to try to join four of the tractors in a pull-off. We'll be right back. Welcome back to Power Tracks here on ESPN. We're coming to you from the Davis County Fairgrounds in Owensboro, Kentucky. Our next tractor coming up will be Big John Carlton and the Virginia Farmer out of Little Plymouth, Virginia.
Carlton, another one of the pullers who relies on the Chevrolet engine for horsepower. Now, he's been having some problems with this engine. He doesn't know if he's going to the Slim with four good bullets. He thinks he's got one engine that may be hurting him. Now, something I want to point out about this tractor, I want you to notice how the engines are located. You have two engines that sit one in front of the other, crank to crank, and then the rocket pod engines you're looking at right there. They actually face away from the center of the tractor. One of the engines he says is hurt. Let's find out if he can make one 300-foot shot in Davis County. No, it's already gone away. You haven't even gone 10 feet, Butch.
No, a lot of wheel spin, no power whatsoever, and Carlton gets out of it right there, ladies and gentlemen.
Well, about $25,000 a pop. He did the wise thing. He took a chance on losing three more inches for the sake of one bad one. A tough break all the way from Virginia. Carlton will not be going into the winner's circle. However, look who's coming out now.
John Heilman and a Levi Garrett tractor, the Ohio Gold Machine, out of Rockford, Ohio.
Exactly the same setup as the tractor in front of him, engine-wise. Again, the front two engines crank to crank. Then he runs a stack engine. Keep that in mind. He's running 5 engines. Then the 2 rocket pod engines. Heilman has had a chance to watch everybody else. He believes in his heart he can put the Levi Garrett tractor at the other end and into the pull-off in Davis County, Kentucky.
A many-time national champion. This guy is a class act, I'll tell you, as he rolls back to the starting line with the Ohio Gold Machine. Sounding awfully, awfully strong. You can never count John Heilman out in any kind of competition whatsoever on the Redman TNT All-American Pulling Series. Out of the gate, we're on our way.
Oh, the weight looks perfect. Will the ground speed hold up for him? The weight box comes up. Heilman! Oh, he's there. What a run, Butch.
5 tractors in the pull-off. They are the Irish Challenger, Cracklin Rose, Mission Impossible, Just Add Dirt, and Levi Garrett. Now it's time for our question of the week, and it comes from Roy Netting of Byesville, Ohio. He wants to know why weight distribution is so important on tractors. Army Armstrong gets an explanation from Fred Freeman. Here's Army and Fred.
Well, Roy, your question about movable weight is going to be answered today by the driver of the Mean Mistreater, Fred Freeman. Fred, tell us about the weight movement when you decide to move that weight.
Well, Army, in the tractor class now, with all the multi-motor tractors that we have, most guys have like 300 or 400 pounds movable weight. And the majority of the tracks anymore we run on, you don't really have to worry about running much front-end weight, but when you get on a real power track, like here at Owensboro is probably going to be, then you need to be concerned about whether you want to move 100 or 200 pounds to the front.
Well, Fred, how can the spectator tell when a tractor is not weighted correctly?
Well, if the tractor doesn't lift the front end at all going down the track, then the spectator should know that it's too heavy. And if the tractor gets real high in the air, say the front end comes off the ground about 3 foot, if they watch real close, they'll notice that as soon as it gets real high, that they'll lose the leverage on the drawbar, and they'll start losing a lot of speed, and it'll slow them down tremendously.
And if you have a question of the week about the Redman TNT All-American Pulling Series, send it to TNT Motorsports, 5515 Poplar Park Boulevard, Louisville, Kentucky, 40228. If your question is used on ESPN, we'll send you a free TNT Motorsports cap. Well, you see him adding weight now to the sled as we get ready to go into the pull-off.
Well, look, earlier in the evening, 5 tractors banged it out the back door in Davis County. Now they're adding 4,000 pounds more weight. I want you just to notice the same tractor, the same amount of horsepower. A moment ago, zoomed it out the back door. Watch what the weight will do to them now. Plus, they're not only adding the weight, they're going to make the weight that they're adding in the sled come up and catch them quicker. A moment ago, the sled was topping at the 250-foot mark. They may make it top out, our maximum weight out, at around the 225. You got a re-pull in the order of your full pull. Look who's coming out first.
And here he is, Dave Walsh in the Irish Challenger out of Malston, Wisconsin, as he rolls back to the starting line to get ready to make his pull.
Keep in mind, the same track, the same scenario. The only difference is he's pulling 4,000 pounds more weight. A moment ago, zip, he ran out the back door. Let's see what's going to happen now. Everybody's going to be watching Walsh. Right hand on the throttle. He stays off the throttle for the first 25 or 30 feet, then dials it in. Oh, he's working, but he is working that tractor awfully hard.
And look where the weight box is, Army Armstrong, 232.54 for Dave Walsh in the Irish Challenger. That's going to be the distance to beat. Here's Army with Dave Walsh.
Dave Walsh, you gave it your best shot. You got to kick back and watch him now. Can anybody catch you?
Well, I sort of screwed up. I don't see what I did wrong, but it'd take a good run to beat it, but I think I could have made a better one.
Say you screwed up. Where do you, what, gears or what?
I think mainly the gears and a few other things I should have done different.
We'll watch with you.
Oh, yeah, thank you.
Walsh not at all happy with that run, but it looks like the track is going away and not packing back together like it was earlier. Well, when we return, John Powell, Tim Engler, Mike Piper, and John Heilman all take their shots at the Irish Challenger. The Redman TNT All-American Pulling Series returns in just a moment to the Davis County Fairgrounds in Owensboro, Kentucky. Don't go away.
Our Tracks at the Redman TNT All-American Pulling Series is brought to you by TNT Motorsports, the nation's leader in pulling and monster truck racing.
Kentucky here on ESPN, the Fires Track Series, as we continue with the pull-off here at the Davis County Fair. Up next now, the Cracklin' Rose tractor, John Powell, ready to go out of North Carolina.
Well, we told you the story about Powell. He relies on the awesome Chrysler Hemi engine to make the horsepower. It is a proven engine. The question tonight is, what gear do you put it in? Piper just made a run a moment ago. He wasn't happy with it. Walsh made his run in the pull-off. He wasn't happy. Everybody's kind of speculating as to what gear to put it in. Are they playing games with us? I don't know, but I think it's going to take 160-mile-an-hour wheel speed to win. Let's see if Powell has it.
Down the track he goes. The tractor performing well. Look at the butterflies on the injector completely open as he comes to stop there at 185.41. That makes the Irish Challenger's Pro look real good. Let's go down to Army and John.
John Powell on an awfully tough sled to pull. We noticed one thing. You burped the throttle on the starting line. What were you trying to do up there?
Well, he was trying to get the tractor back on top of the ground. When we left the starting line, it just buried itself, and we was trying to get it to get on top of the ground, but it just never did.
is this track going to, there's only 3 more vehicles left. Walsh sitting on top, you're number 2. Is this track going to get any better or going to go away?
I don't see how it can get much better.
And here we go back now to the next tractor on the line, and it will be Tim Engler in Mission Impossible out of Princeton, Indiana.
Butcher told us the story about Engler, and in the interview, Powell just mentioned burping the throttle. This is the guy that invented the throttle burp. Watch his right hand. Speed 9 nails it. You notice that? That plants the horsepower. The horsepower's planted. Is there enough of it? What does it look like from your angle?
I don't think so, Army Armstrong. Looks like he's going to come up just a little bit short, and he does at 209.25. And Dave Walsh continues to lead this class with the Irish Challenger here at Owensboro, Kentucky. I know it's got to be a disappointing pull for Engler.
Well, Engler took his shot. He's a professional. He knows what it's all about. Right now, the magic number is 232. It belongs to a kid out of Wisconsin. Can the Just That Dirt tractor do it? I don't know. All the cards are on the table. Can you put the horsepower in the track? That's the trick. Piper rolls out. He believes he can do it. Illinois Piper going after Wisconsin. Let's see what's going to happen. Real light on the nose, but real light on the starting line.
He's had to get on the brake as he came down the track. He comes up just a little short also at 173.88 for Mike Piper, and just add dirt.
Now, the only thing Walsh has to do, dodge one more bullet. The Levi Garrett, it was 4-1 a minute ago. Now the odds are all in Walsh's favor. A little one-on-one. Levi Garrett out of Ohio. Heilman doing the driving, but you can't give up on this guy for a minute, can you, Butch?
There's no way. This guy's been pulling for many, many years. A former national champion himself. He has always got a trick up his sleeve.
One of the big differences in the tractors, this particular vehicle is powered by the awesome Chevrolet engine. Alcohol burning around 1,500 horsepower per engine. The leader uses the Arias engine around 2,000 horsepower per. However, the gear ratio should be the equalizing factor. They both run the tall gear. Heilman going after Walsh. This is the final run in Davis County, Kentucky.
Going towards the right, almost gets out of bounds. He has to get hard on the brake, and he's there at 161.94.
A 232, but takes the win and a 5-way pull-off in Davis County, Kentucky.
And now we go down to the crowd's favorite winner, Dave Walsh with Army Armstrong.
Well, Dave Walsh with the Irish Challenger made the trip down. A super run, but I tell you, it gets harder each week. You guys go out 5 tractors tonight, and it just took nothing but brute horsepower, didn't it?
It took horsepower. It always takes horsepower. There's top 4 guys were within 20 points, and it's a close run, and it's going to be a long season.
You said during your interview after your run, you may have made a gear change, or you would have made another gear change. Do you feel the same way about that? The gear change may have helped you?
Right now, it held up, but very glad I did do it that way. But I thought a shorter track like that, maybe a guy should have ran a faster gear, but maybe not.
Congratulations to you.
Thank you, Army.
And the final standings here at Owensboro tonight. John Heilman, a full pull, and 161.94. Mike Piper, his full pull, and 173.88. John Powell, full pull, 185.41. Tim Engler, a full pull at 209.25. And the winner, Dave Walsh, a full pull at 232.54. You've just seen the best of the Red Man TNT All-American Pulling Series from Owensboro, Kentucky. I'm Butch Krieger for Army Armstrong. We'll see you again right here on Power Tracks.